Hi, Scott here from Outdoor Adventure Films. In this Q&A, I answer questions from you viewers, so stick around. All right, next is a question from Sharon. She watched my JMT documentary, which is right there. And she asks, actually she says, great video. Thank you, Sharon. And she asks, what did you use to film the video? Did you use a tripod? And I used some really high-end expensive equipment. No, I didn't. I used my iPhone 8. I'd never made a video before on a hike. I'd never thought of doing YouTube or anything like that. But when I saw some of these other videos on YouTube, I thought that would be really cool to put something like this together for my family, especially being away from them for so long. And I just wanted to share that experience with them. And as I was putting together this video, I kind of thought, you know what? Why not just throw it on YouTube? But so that's how this kind of all got started. But yes, I just used my iPhone 8, and yes, I did use a small, one of the small flexible tripods. I believe the brand is JOBY, and I'll show it right here. This is the tripod. And I used that for, if you want to call them my action shots, when I was hiking and fishing, those kind of things, walking by and catching fish. So this is very amateur. It was my first attempt at making a video. So yes, I learned some lessons. I made some mistakes. I think some other things came out okay. And if you haven't seen it yet, take a look. I hope you enjoy it. But I found it a lot of fun. So I found, in addition to my passion for backpacking, I also have another fun hobby in putting these videos together. Hope you enjoy. All right, next, Carl says he watched my gear review video and he is asking about my base weight. Yeah, I think you're right, Carl. I didn't mention my base weight on there, probably because I was a couple pounds heavier than I normally like to be. I was right up around 27 pounds, which is a little heavier than I've been in my more recent trips. But that was because I did want to put together a video for my family. I really was worried about my phone running out of power as well, since I was going to have to keep charging my phone, as well as the InReach, the Garmin InReach I was bringing with me. I brought not only a solar charger, the solar bank, but I also brought a battery powered charger that I had batteries in, and I brought spare AA batteries for. I would not recommend that kind of charger. I was not satisfied with that at all. I think it took maybe three AA batteries, and that got me about 3/4 of a charge on my phone at most, and then it was done. So I was much happier with the charging power of my solar bank, and I should have just gone with that. My only concern was it takes a real long time to charge that out in the sun, and I knew there weren't going to be too many places out there to plug it into the wall to charge it. There were a couple. VVR, you can plug things in. Actually, MTR you can too, but I knew I wasn't going to be spending much time there, just getting my resupply. And Red's Meadow, where I got my other resupply, I was able to plug my solar bank in there for a short period of time. But all that equated to a lot more weight than I usually carry. Also, my new fishing pole, it's the collapsible fishing pole, maybe you saw in my video. It is an awesome fishing pole, and I have no regrets in getting that. In fact, I'm going to continue to use it, but it is a little bit heavier than the fishing pole I used to use. It expands to full size, and the reel it came with is also full size. They probably could have gone with a smaller reel, but that's okay. It's nice having that full size rod and reel. If that reel ever gives out, maybe I'll replace it with a smaller one. But for now, I'm happy with it. I don't mind the slight bit of weight that it comes with. So yes, I'm normally under 25 pounds. This time I was up around 27 pounds base weight. So food was heavy. I had a 12-day food carry plus water that got me up around 40 pounds. So a little bit, maybe even a little over 40 pounds, which is a little heavier than I like, but I wasn't carrying that for very long before I started eating down the food. And in the Sierras, you can get by without carrying a lot of water in most places. For those of you not real familiar with base weights, you may have heard terms thrown around like lightweight backpacker and ultralight backpacker, and typically lightweight backpacker is under 20 pounds base weight and ultralight is under 10 pounds base weight. I will never be at ultralight, I don't think. I don't really have a great desire to get down that low. For those of you who are ultralight backpackers, more power to you. To been able to dial your gear down that much, that's great. 20 pounds, I wouldn't mind hitting that mark at some point, but I'm not going to stress out over it. If, you know, I like sleeping with my new air pillow that I just discovered last year, and I like my new fishing pole. So, you know what, if I don't ever get below that 20 pounds, I'm not too concerned about it. Thank you to those of you who wrote in some questions, and I hope I answered them and hopefully helps some of the rest of you as well. As always, if you found this video useful, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.